How's everyone going? Just a not a unmute, but let me just put you on gallery view. How is everyone going in regards to their time with their buddies? All good? Thumbs up? Heads shaking?
Yep.
Awesome. Right. So the idea, like I said, is 10 minutes is not a lot of time. If you're creating your value cycle from scratch, it could take you a couple of days or even a week once you start really working out what it is. But when you start from a simple place and not try to make it too complex, one of the biggest challenges I see people have is they try to copy how many other people have got and go, I need more, I need more, I need more. No, you don't. You just need to start with something and keep it as simple as possible. As you grow and things evolve, then you can add to it. So far, just to recap again, we have got our followers. So we know where our followers are coming from, who could have come from other people's communities as well. So we've got our followers, we know what value we're giving them. So and we've got the diamonds that are sparkling from a distance. We have got our community. So we've brought the followers into a place, into a community. And now at that place, we are now sprinkling gold dust on them so that they go, wow, this is so amazing. Where else would I want to be? I just need to keep showing up. In fact, they let me share some of my magic in there and sprinkle my gold dust. So how cool is that? So the engagement is really strong until you get to where you're really looking to give them an experience in amongst them, and a certain percentage of them will want to come on a journey with you, and they are your prospects, which is where you are bringing them into a call or putting them on a webinar where you might be offering something else to them as well. So whatever it is for you, sharing an event, different things, at that level, you have then converted some into your customers, which is the next part. Now, the key once you've got customers is to be able to create a transformation with them. It's taking them on a journey from where they came in at to where that you want to get them to. So it's like going back to your promise, which Andrew asked, what, is this promise the customer promise? Yeah, it's what is, as a result of someone coming to work with you, what is it that you promise to them they will receive from you? So this is where they're at. By the time they've worked with you, this is the promise that they will get to this point, whatever it is. So the idea is to be able to have whatever in place in order to fulfill that promise. So solving a problem, first and foremost, it's number one on the list because that is what you're doing for all your customers. They are coming to you because you're showing them, based on who else they've connected in with, researched, whatever, that you can solve their problem better than anyone else, because in the early stages of them being a follower, you were speaking their language, and that's what attracted them to you in the first place. They saw you as an expert, they saw you as an authority, they got that you were thinking their thoughts, and therefore you know their problem so well that they decided that they want to go on a journey with you. So when you were on that one-to-one or whatever it was, they converted, and now you're going to take them on that journey of that transformation and solve their problem. Serving a purpose. What is the purpose that you're serving? It's very much here about self-awareness. It's about the person being self-aware, so that in some respects, it comes back to that side of it. It's the same with everyone in Crystal Circle. It comes down to, we can give you everything that you need in order to take you to the next level in your business, or 2 levels up. You might be at orange level, you want to go to yellow. Might be at yellow level, you want to go to green. You might be at orange, your goal is to go to blue. We can give you everything you need, but if you're not self-aware, if you're not going on that journey, which is what we need to support you to get, then you're still going to stay spinning your wheels. So it's the same for your customers. It's making sure that they're aware of what they need and what they need to do, and mastering it. The self-mastery is the action, getting that real ability to take the right action that's going to give them the next steps. Understanding that people are individuals. So whether you're working with people on a one-to-one basis or whether you're working with them on a group, depends where you're at in your business, is about that self-mastery, and them also being able to know that they've got a voice, that self-expression side. So here is super, super important that the care comes into place. So it's like, I will say, speaking from my own experience, and some of you will relate to this because this is not just a star profile, this is other profiles as well, where we go, oh my God, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, I love you so much because I'm speaking to you right now and you're getting value because you told me that. And oh, what you've achieved, this is amazing. Let's celebrate. Thank you so much for your call. Off you go. I'll see you next week. On to the next client. And suddenly, Mr. and Mrs. Client that you were there suddenly become a little bit of a distant memory because you're already focusing on the next one. So the linking of one call to the next or one program to the next, sometimes there's a gap. You need to be able to fill that gap because you want these people to become your raving fans. So the care is super important, and this is where I do have, I outsource my virtual assistant to make sure that they're constantly being checked in. How are you going? You know, holding them account to account, asking them questions. She comes to me if I need to answer them, but making sure that care's there. The content is important, but as long as you're solving the problem in the best way you possibly can, the content just becomes the content. It's like this. I can give you all the content and not get you to go away and do anything with it. And then it's just another thing that you've got of content. It's got to be like the meat in the sandwich. It's got to be surrounded by the care and the connection. And the connection side of it, and this works really well, is when your customers are able to connect not only with you, but others in the group. And this is what we say with Crystal Circle. It's the power comes from the connection that you have with the other members, not just your group that you connect in with every month, but the whole community. The power comes from that. So the goal is we give you love, we give you the content, we give you the mentoring, the coaching, whatever you need, and we make sure that your connection's being supported. This is important that you do this for your clients, because otherwise they get to a point and you think, okay, all right, I'm going to take them to the next step. And they go, you know what, I've got all I need for now. Thank you. It's been amazing. So, well, hang on, didn't we just take you from, 5-figure business to a 6-figure business? Yeah, but, I've got everything I need. And it's because you've lacked something along that journey with them, that they're not going to renew with you, upgrade, become a partner, whatever it is for you. So going on to our examples. And we have got here, on for the customers, for the transformation memberships. You may have a membership. So this is where your product pathway comes into play. What are your levels that you're offering? Memberships, academy courses, ambassadors, franchises. So obviously this is a bigger business where it's got all those set up. But what are your offers that you've got at each of your steps? So still remembering your customer journey of what you're taking them through, and also your product pathway. So what are the different products that you're offering that are transformational for your customers? It's never about a start, a middle, and an end. It's a journey. You want to be taking your customers on a journey so they want to stay with you into the next link. And Susan, do you want to share yours quickly once again? Unmute and share what yours are.
Yeah, so I have a series of programs at different levels. The quarterly mastermind is something that is actually included with clients that have my large program. But if you're not in that program, then you can purchase to come into that program. It's one of my lower priced ones. The private consult, it includes the wealth dynamics test, and then we start with your profile, and then apply that to the first step, which is where are you going, where are you now, and what kind of a plan would you want. The micro degrees, I'm just putting those together right now. They're the first step in my large program, because a lot of that work is self-directed. And so they can do a lot of that work up front. And the idea is once they come out of that, then they can transition into the supported program, because the last step in the micro degree is to have a call to review all the work that they did. And that basically just takes them into the next step. I have a series that relates to blockchain as well because that's been so popular lately. It's almost an add-on, and I've just kind of thrown it on the side. The big program is the Lifestyle Investments program. It's a subscription program. It includes group sessions and then private sessions. So there's a group session every 2 weeks and then a private session once a month. The group sessions are where the teaching happens on different investments. The private is applying that information to a person's actual profile. So the idea is to the parts that I found myself repeating a lot, I'll do those in groups and then just get very focused on application when I'm working with the clients. It saves everybody time. And then the other ones are really just, if you've not worked with me yet, then everything gets bundled together. So it's a little bit more expensive. I've actually narrowed this down. There's not quite so many layers in what I'm doing on this promotion plan, but it's really all the materials are the same. And they really just build on each other. So it's more to do with where you are in the path, where you'd come into this next one. So if you've started with I don't even think my 3-month is on here anymore. The original program was an original only face-to-face. And it's from that experience that I've realized what I can do is standalone, self-directed DIY, what I can do in group, what I can do as individual, and then create for a larger group then going forward, use my time more effectively. And so it's still the same program, just carved up in a different way.
Beautiful.
So
thanks, Susan. Appreciate you and appreciate you sharing that. Thank you so much. So you can see it is part of your product pathway, and some of you don't need this many steps. But taking them, like it's always the initial, if you're fairly newish, you're still in a little bit of a startup phase, which I know many of you aren't, but if you are, then it's always starting off with something a little bit short where it's you being involved. You don't want to start to get leverage from a customer transformations phase right from the get-go if you don't have that level of trust yet. So it's just, this is your product pathway, and just knowing that there's different offers, because there still might be a little bit of a lack of trust, or they can't see the value, because there's 2 reasons people don't buy from you. 3 actually. One is they don't trust you because you haven't built that authority enough with them to show trust. Second one is they can't see value in what you're offering. Third one is they don't trust themselves. So from that perspective, there still could be little gaps, and they need to go on a journey. And I will say I'm not unique. I know some of you are exactly like me, where you start at the scratch and want to go to the top program, don't want really the middle bits. I didn't know there was a top program in my mentoring that I'm in, so I just went to the one that I thought was the top, got in there, went, what? You mean there's another layer? And went straight to the $30,000 program. You'd all love clients like me, I get that. But there's not always. Some people go, don't quite know if this is going to be a value for me because I've bought 50,000 other programs I haven't used. So I just need to test it. So make sure you've got enough of a pathway to create a transformation for your clients as you go through. So, and once again, you've got the example. So you've got workshops, one-to-one sessions, once again, that, like I was saying, one-to-one mentoring, coaching, whatever you do in your business is a good way to do it. And there's Genius Igniter calls. You've all had these. That's why you're sitting here, most of you. So on that note, stop share. Vera, can we go into the breakout rooms and everyone work on their transformation, their customer and transformation pathway? Awesome. See you in 10 minutes.